Welcome everyone. This is probably one of my favorite seminars to do, webinars to do, because these are things that I use absolutely every day. I'm in and out of Outlook all day long. I'm definitely need my to-do and my planner because otherwise I don't know what I'm supposed to be working on. So glad you joined us here today to learn more about these applications. So what I want to start with today is really kind of talking about, first off, we have full integration with our Microsoft 365 to be able to have these apps work together. Microsoft Outlook works directly with Planner. Planner works directly with To-Do. To-Do works with Outlook. To-Do works with Planner. They all work together seamlessly. We don't even have to tell the computer to do anything. It's going to do it for us. Now, how do they work together? Well, one of the ways that they work together is by having built-in workflows that are a part of programs like Planner and To-Do. The workflow that I'm referring to that is built into these that we don't have to set up or anything is notifications. We have notifications that can automatically be sent to remind us to do things, or if we get assigned to do something, we will get notifications. Now, we'll of course talk about where those notifications are going to be displayed. But first off, I'm going to start in Microsoft Outlook. I am using the current version of Outlook. I'm not in the classic one. I'm in the most current version of Outlook. And you'll notice on the left-hand side, there is an icon of a blue check mark. This is the To-Do app. This is one way to access your to-do list. What exactly is this to-do list? I just opened it and it's opening up the app. So technically, To-Do is its own separate app, but it's available through Outlook. But you're going to see in a minute it's integrated with Planner as well. And I could open it from my Microsoft account online. So I could simply go to my Microsoft Online and just open To-Do. I don't have to do it through Outlook. It is its own separate app. By the way, it's also available on your mobile device. There is an app for this, so it can be directly connected and you can see your information from either a laptop, desktop, your tablet, your phone, whatever device you're using. Now, how exactly does this work? Well, first off, and I'm going to click the top left here to open the side menu, but when you are in To-Do, this is your personal task list. This is where you can enter the tasks that you need to keep track of, that you need to take care of. Planner is going to be for sharing with other people. So To-Do is for you. So this is where instead of having scratch pieces of paper, sticky notes with things that you need to take care of, instead be adding them to To-Do. And by the way, if you are the person that has the scratch pieces of paper at your desk, the sticky notes, those kind of things, take them one at a time and add them as a task into To-Do. You'll thank me for that later because it is definitely going to be a lot easier for you to track and know exactly what's going on. So let's talk about what features are available with this. So first off, on the left-hand side, we have this navigation pane. Right now I'm clicked on Tasks. This To-Do app is directly connected to Microsoft Planner. But because this is my To-Do, it is my personal task list. So when I come into tasks, these are the tasks that I have added that I know I need to take care of. If I look at the right-hand side of the screen, at the very top it says tasks, and then it has grid view and list view. So right now I'm on grid view and you can see there's different columns of information, but if I click on the view called list, this is how it's going to look. So it gives you a couple of choices on how you want to see things. I personally like grid. I like grid because it gives me separate columns for my data where list combines things together. It's just a personal preference, but how do you add a new task in? So if you have something that you know you need to take care of yet this week, simply click Add a Task. You can then type in what that task is, learn to use planner and to-dos. That would be something on your list that you should put on there. Now, if I just type that in, I could just simply press enter to add that to my list. So you can see that I have this list with the title, due date, importance, but the one that I just added is right here. It all depends on how I have my list sorted. But if I go back to this task that I just entered, I can actually click on it to open a pane on the right-hand side that will give me more choices of what it is that I can store or maintain based on that task. Because if you have some details and things of what it is that you need to do to complete that task, you can enter them in. Plus, you're probably going to want a reminder. You want to probably put in when is this due by so that you can keep track of things. So on the right hand side, the first thing you're going to see at the top right is add step. So to learn to use planner and to do, are there some action steps that I need to do? Let's say that I need to review. I'm going to click where it says add step, and I need to review the handouts. And if I press enter, I can continue to add other steps. Practice with my to-dos. I can keep adding these different steps that are individual things that I need to complete the entire task. Once I complete one of these steps, I can click the circle in front of that step to say I've completed it. So it helps you to keep track of everything that needs to be done. But there's also some other things I want to point out. One of them is remind me. I can't live without this feature because I need it to be popping up in my reminder window to remind me to do something. So you can choose the date and time you want to be reminded. So I'm going to say I want to be reminded tomorrow, and I want to be reminded at this time. Whatever I choose, I click save, and I will get my normal Outlook pop-up window to remind me to do this. If I want to add in a due date, so if this is actually due next week, I could choose next week. It's going to put it to be due by Monday. If I want this to be a reoccurring task, I could repeat it. I could pick a category based on my Outlook categories to say what category it's related to. I also could add any file. So if I had a file I was working on that was related to this, like my handout or whatever, I could attach a file, or I could just simply type in some description, some notes and different things like that related to this task. When you're done, the other things to be aware of is at the top right of this right-hand side of the window is a star. You'll see a star in different places. Even there's a column here for a star. But at the top right, there's the star. You can click to add it to be an important task. So if this is an important task and you want to know which tasks are important and which ones aren't as important, you can use that star to do that. When you look at this grid view, there's a column with importance. So I can mark a task as being important or not by clicking and unclicking the star, just so you could see that that's an option for you to do. Now I am currently sorted. This list is sorted by due date. So you can see that it's bringing up everything that is based on the due date. So here's that task I renamed called review. That is now organized by due date. By the way, these are red. Notice the due date is in the past. They automatically do show up in red. Matthew, did we have a question or comment?
Yeah, some people are wondering, are you currently in the app or in the online version of To Do, because they can't see tasks on their Outlook?
They do have to have the most current version, the most updated version, and I am in Outlook desktop and
Right.
clicked on my to do from the left-hand side.
And do they have to add this to their sidebar in order to see this To Do, or is it automatically default in your sidebar?
It would automatically be on the sidebar if
Great.
they have the latest updated version of Outlook.
Okay.
Okay, so that's going to be part of the key.
Perfect.
They've made a couple of changes to this navigation pane on the left, by the way.
Yeah.
So depending on which one they're using, if it's an older one, they may not see the all category. So when you look at mine, I have my day, important, planned, all, completed, assigned to me, flagged emails, and tasks. Tasks everyone should see. That's been there since the beginning. But the one that's been added is called all. And they've changed the icons a little bit. You know how they have to do that every couple of months. But the all category can show you everything that's going on in your tasks from to do and your task coming from planner. So it groups them together now. So here's my planner tasks that I'm assigned to, and then here's my other tasks coming from to do. Because this is one place you can go to see everything you're working on, whether it's coming from your individual personal tasks or it's coming from a Microsoft shared planner with working with other people. These are just my tasks, nobody else's. I love this. Once you get used to it, you're going to absolutely love it. But that all category is one of the newer features. But let me explain that a little bit better. So on the left-hand side, when I was talking about the importance, if I want to just see my tasks that I marked as being important, I can click that category from the left-hand side. Now I am in a filtered list to just see the tasks that I put in as being important. I don't have to look at everything because I might have 50 different tasks going on. It will help me narrow down the important ones. And from this list, I might look at this and say, you know what? And by the way, this is my habit. In the morning when I come into work, I log into Outlook, I open up Teams, etc., and I come in to look at my calendar and I look at my to-do list. And I need to add to my to-do list the tasks I want to focus on today. So when I look at, and it could be in all tasks, I could be in this category called all tasks, and I could say, okay, which of these tasks do I want to work on today? I could say, this one's important. I want to work on that today. I can go to the right-hand side and I can add it to my day. There's a command over here on the right that says add to my day. I could go to another task. This is important. I want to add that to my day. So those are the two tasks that I am adding to my list to say I want to work on these today. Now on the left-hand side, you can see my day. My day is available in Planner and To Do, and they're the same. I'll explain that when I get to Planner, but if I click my day, it's only going to show me the task that I clicked to say add to my day. At the end of the day, they're going to be removed from this temporary list. But it allows you to add these to my day to say, these are the ones I'm focusing on today. Tomorrow, I'm going to have different tasks I'm going to focus on. So I'm going to add those to my day. So this is a great way for you to not be looking at 50 tasks all the time and be overwhelmed. This is a way to say, these are just the tasks I'm going to work on today. Or if you want to look at this left-hand side, I don't know if you're like me, but I am a flagger. In my emails in Outlook, so if I go to my emails here in Outlook, if I have a message that I want to flag, I can go to that message, click the flag icon, or right-click the flag icon and choose my custom options. So I'm going to say I want to flag this message for tomorrow. I now have this flag on my email, but it's also going to be in my to-do. So if I go back to my sidebar on the left and click to-do, from the to-do app, it automatically gives me this category called flagged email. It will show me, and I have this one that I just did for tomorrow. You could see under tomorrow, I have this flagged email. So this agreement here is my flagged email. If I click it on the right-hand side, I'm going to actually see remind me, add it to my day, because when you flag something, you're marking it as a to-do. So it is available in your to-do list. But what it's also doing is, because it was an email, it's giving me the email information at the bottom of this right-hand side of the screen. I don't have to go back to email and try and scan through all my emails and find the ones that I had flagged. They're right here. Super easy to get to. And I can add it to my day, because if this is an email that I need to take care of today, I can add it to my day. So just so you can see, if I click my day, it's now 4 things that I have in that category on the left for my day. So I'm going to review that agreement summary, and I'm going to do Michael's Foods. So I have all these things added to my task list today. So this to-do app allows us to be able to put in tasks that are just for ourselves, but it is directly connected to Outlook and Planner. Now, how is it connected to Outlook? Well, I'm using it from Outlook, but let me go back to my emails again, just so you're aware of this. Let's say that I have an email from someone, and on this email, Matthew, let me do you first before I get into this.
Yeah, I thought I'd catch you before you switched away from to do for a second there. So some people are wondering, is there a way to set up a repeat feature, so that the activity you can every Tuesday of every month, or every second Tuesday of every month, that task would appear on my day, or
Love it.
as a review. Yeah.
And the answer is yes. So if you go to a task, you add in a new task, on the right-hand side is this repeat. It's not called reoccurrence anymore. It used to be called reoccurrence. It's now called repeat. If you click repeat, I personally go to custom usually. And in the custom, I can say, is it biweekly? Is it weekly? Is it monthly? Is it yearly? Is it daily? You can choose your setup, and then you could choose the day of the week and then save it. And it will automatically regenerate. Once you mark it as complete, it regenerates the next one. Okay, good question.
Right. Thank you.
You bet. Now let me jump back into email, and from your email, just so you're aware of this, if you have an email that you want to turn into a task, because I'm reading this email and it's giving me something, that an action item that I need to do, you can right click on that email. Right click on the email. At the bottom, go to your advanced actions, and choose create task. It will create a to-do item for you based on that email. And notice it's opening a pane on the right-hand side of my screen when I'm here in email. This is a pane that I can open in any part of Outlook, whether I'm in the calendar, contacts, whatever, but it's going to show me my to-do list. This is my task list. How did this open? Let me close it and show you. So let's say that I'm reading my email messages and I need to know what task do I have going on, or what do I have on my calendar. I don't have to go to do. I don't have to go to the calendar. At the top right of the new Outlook, there is this icon that looks like a calendar with a check mark, because it's two things. If I click that icon, it opens the pane on the right-hand side that gives me access to both calendar and to do. So if I click calendar, here's my upcoming appointments and stuff I have going on for my calendar. If I click the tab at the top for to do, it takes me to my task list. So I don't have to leave my emails to just quickly see something. I can do it directly from here as well. Sorry, it's a little slow on bringing that task list back up, but here is that task list. And here's that email, by the way, that I just added to the task list. It's right here at the top. If I want to start as being important, I can do so right here. I don't have to jump back to the to-do app. I can do it right from here while I'm looking at my email messages. So I love the interconnection we have between all of these apps. We don't have to leave one place to do something quick. It's all right here. Okay. Now, let me go back to the full app again. On the left-hand side, I'm clicking the blue check mark to go back to to-do, because another thing that I wanted to mention here in to-do is on the left-hand side, I have this one called planned, this category called planned. If I click that category called planned, these are all of the tasks that have been planned out. They have dates related to them. And I have a category called, this is a new category. If you have the updated version of Microsoft 365 for to-do, there is a completed category. So all and completed were both just added. If I want to go back and see all of my tasks that have been marked as complete, I can do so right from here. I don't need to keep tasks once I'm done. I could delete them out, but if I need to keep them for reference, I still could come back to them. I also have a category on the left-hand side called Assigned to Me. If I choose Assigned to Me, these are tasks that somebody, myself or somebody else, has assigned to me through Planner. So I'll show you Planner in just a second, but just so you know, these tasks were assigned to me through Microsoft Planner. But they're my tasks. I'm not seeing anybody else's, because to-do filters everything to just your name. Just your tasks show up here, nobody else's. So this is what you want to focus on, are the things you need to do, not everybody else. So let me kind of take you to Planner here for a minute. So one way to access Planner is to go to your Microsoft account. So just so you can see this, let me log into my Microsoft account here. I'll bring that onto your screen so you can see this. I'm going to log into my Microsoft account online. I could go into to-do. I could go into Microsoft Planner from here and use those as individual apps. Or I can be using Planner on its own as an app, or I can use it through Microsoft Teams. Usually I use it through Microsoft Teams, but just so you can see, if you log into your account and I go on the left-hand side to apps, I could open either one of those apps from here. So you could see my different apps at the top. I can go to all apps. I have all these different apps that I could open any way that I want to open them. And I can open up Planner, or I can open up To-Do from here. So here's To-Do. If I want to open To-Do from here, I can open that, or I can go back and open up Planner from here as well. Here's my Planner icon. I could directly open up Planner from here and just use it that way. But I seriously do use it from other areas, okay? From Outlook or from Teams. But what exactly is Planner? Planner is a 365 app that allows you to work with multiple people. So if you're going to have a project you're working on, in your department, you have a bunch of things going on related to a specific topic, anyone can create a new plan, and then from that plan, you can track all the tasks that need to happen. And then in those tasks that you're working on, you can assign people to those tasks. So first off, when you come into Planner, on the left-hand side, there is My Day. This is the same My Day from To-Do. The same My Day from To-Do. So when I click it, you're seeing exactly the same things. By the way, it gives you the date, and mine's saying good evening because my time zone. I don't know why it's saying good evening. It's the afternoon for me right now, but it says relax and recharge for tomorrow. But anyway, just so you can see, these are the items that I had added to my day. So I can work with these tasks without having to go to do to do them. I can be here in Planner because they're directly connected to each other. Also on the left-hand side, if I click My Tasks is going to give me different filters at the top, different views and different filters. The category called Private Tasks is coming from To-Do. Private tasks are your personal tasks coming from To-Do. The Assigned to Me are coming from a planner. Those are assigned to me from a planner. Flagged emails is another category. So I can see my flagged messages. So that one that I had just flagged is right here. If I want to see everything, I can click the all category and it will show me every task, regardless of where it's coming from. The plan column will tell me if it's a private task coming from to do, or if it's coming from a flagged email, or if it's coming from a planner, etc. It's going to show me that. And of course, the ones that are crossed out are the ones that have been completed. So if I have something on the list that I complete, all I have to do is click that circle in front of it and it automatically crosses it off my list and marks it as complete. I can manage all of that from here. If I go to the left-hand side and click My Plans will show me a list of every Microsoft Planner plan that I am a part of. And I have a lot in here because I don't delete them when I'm doing them for class. When I create a new one, I have these. But you can see I have different categories at the top. One's called Recent, Shared, Personal, and Pinned. So if I have plans that are shared with other people, I could go to Shared, and this shows me every plan that is shared with other people, which 100% of my plans are with other people. 100% of my plans are shared, because otherwise, why do I need Planner? I would not need Planner if I'm not working with other people. I could just use To Do because it's all for my tasks. But how do these planners work? How do you get started with these? Well, you can actually create a brand new plan by going to the bottom left. Click on New Plan, and what it's going to do is bring up a window of different templates. You could start from scratch by just doing a basic. You could have a simple plan, project management plan, etc. We have all these built-in templates that you could start with, where it's going to give you tasks already created based on whichever one you click on. Now, you'll notice on my screen, it may not be on yours, but I have basic and premium. And what that basically means is I have an additional license. Just so you're aware, I have an additional license that I can use. But Matthew, let me get to your question here first before I go any further.
Yeah, so someone's wondering, if I create a premium plan in Planner, can I add others who have a basic license to the plan?
They won't be able to have the premium features.
Okay.
They won't
Can
be
they
able to utilize it.
Okay. Can they still see the premium users plan?
They won't be able to see everything in it. They can only see the tasks.
Okay.
Very basic.
Okay.
Because they didn't have the right license. So the premium is an additional license, just so you know, and it works more like a project management tool where it allows us to do dependencies and things like that. We're not going to focus so much on that one today. I do have a little bit of information in your handout on it, though, just in case questions like this come up. I did throw a little bit in your handout, but I really want to focus more so on Planner itself. Now, I'm in Teams right now, just so you're aware. I can create a plan directly inside Microsoft Teams instead of being in the app online. I personally never go to the app online because I have added a shortcut to Planner on my left-hand side, my sidebar here in Teams. So you can see I have this icon here called Planner. How I added it was clicking on this dot, dot, dot. I clicked Planner, it opens Planner, the app, and I just pinned it. So I right-clicked and pinned that Planner on my sidebar on the left. If I click Planner from inside Microsoft Teams, I will see exactly the same as what I showed you a minute ago on the internet. Going to my Microsoft account and opening it, same exact thing. Okay. So you can see that I have my day, I have my tasks, I have my plans. Now I haven't talked about the rest of this, but just so you could see, if I go to my plans, it's going to show me all those same plans that you saw a minute ago. Same exact application, just a different way to open it. But we were talking about adding a new plan. You want to stop and think about, before you create a plan, is there a team in Microsoft Teams that is related to the plan you want to create? So if you're in the HR department and you have an HR team that is set up, do you want that plan to be connected to a channel in that team? If so, you can create the new plan directly in that channel. But if you aren't going to have it be connected to a team, you could go to the new plan icon that I showed you a second ago. I could do that from here or the Teams online application, because these are the same. But typically we see Planner being used through a team. Okay, so let me show you. If I go to the left-hand side and go to my chat, which is now where your teams are located at, and I have all these different teams here. Okay, you can see all my teams down below here. If I want to go to a team and create a plan that is going to be directly related to that team, like I have this marketing department. So if I'm in the marketing department and I have this design channel, because I'm in the marketing department, I have this design channel. And we're going to be coming up with a lot of new designs, and we want to have a place to be able to have a shared task list to do this work. We could simply go to the top right of the channel you're in, click the plus sign to add a new app. When you do that, you will get the option to choose a new planner. If you click the icon planner, I'm just going to basically be saying, okay, sorry, it's a little sluggish there. I'm going to save it, but then I'm going to be able to create a new plan or connect to an existing plan. I'm going to click save. I said I wanted to create a new plan. I'm going to click save, and it's going to bring me into being able to create a new plan, choosing from those templates I showed you a minute ago, or I'm going to be able to, why did it switch to my chat? So weird. Let me go back to design here, my channel for design. And here's my planner icon up at the top. I'm going to click on that icon where it says planner, and that's where I'm going to either be able to create a brand new plan, or I could connect to an existing one. I'm going to click create new plan. From create new plan, I can choose the template, however I want to start it. If I have something that is going to be directly related, so I have a market study, I have research report, I also have a competitive analysis. Down at the bottom, I could see more templates. So if I don't see something that, is related to the type of plan I want to create, I could open this window to see everything grouped together. So these are project management related ones, simple plans. I have software development, business plans, HR, where if I'm in an HR department and I want to do an employee onboarding plan, etc., you can start from any of these templates. I'm going to come down to the marketing category, and I'm going to choose marketing campaign. It gives me a preview on the right-hand side showing me what it would give me. Just so you could see, if I select those on the right-hand side, it gives me those options. Now, you may not be seeing everything that I'm seeing. It's going to depend on your license, because some of these are premium, like this help desk tickets I'm clicked on. Some of these are going to be premium ones. If it doesn't say premium, it's something that anyone can use with any license. Now I'm just going to do a simple one just to show you. I'm going to click this simple plan. I'm going to click simple plan, and it's a basic plan. Everybody has rights to it. I'm going to choose use template at the bottom right. I could change the name of this. So if I want this to be related to design, task list, and it's part of the marketing department, I'm going to click create. Once I give it a name, it's going to change the name as the tab on the top as well. Everybody that is an owner, member, or guest in this channel of this team that I'm in can be assigned to these tasks. So because I started with a template, it automatically has tasks entered already, and they're organized into what is called buckets. So each column is considered a bucket, And every task in the bucket is related to the name of the bucket. So under backlog, I could add a new task if it's related to backlog. I could add a task related to up next, in progress, blocked, completed, whatever the name of the bucket is. I could add a task to it just by clicking add task. Then I just simply type in the name of the task. I could choose a due date for this task. So I'm going to say it's due on the 8th. I could choose assign, and I'm only going to be able to assign it to members of that team. I can't assign it to anybody outside of the team. They have to be a part of the team first. I'm going to assign it to myself, and as soon as I assign it, it's going to email notify the person that gets assigned to the task, letting them know that they were assigned. Automatically lets them know, gives them a link to get into it, everything. But there's more that I can do with this. I'm just going to complete this task first. So I added this task, basically task to do is what I called it. And if I want to add more detail to it, because it's my task, I'm assigned to it, I could go to that task. I'm going to double click on it. I double clicked the task. It opens up this full window of all these other details that I could store with this task, similar to the right-hand side in the to-do. So I could, but it has more here than it does in to-do, because I could choose a different bucket to put it in. I could change my progress. I have a priority. I could choose when I need to start this task. It already has the to-do, or I could change the to-do. I could make it a reoccurring task by doing repeat. I can add in notes to describe the task or whatever. I also have a checklist, which is just like the steps in the to-do, just like the steps in the to-do. So if I know I need to do this, that, then this, I can put in all these checklist items so that as I complete those individual items, once they're all done, I know the whole task is done. I can attach files, and there's a place where we can do comments with our team members on the task. Once you're done, you just simply close that window and it updates that task in the task list. So I moved it to this in progress. And when I look at this task that I just added called task to do, here's my checklist of this, that, then this. And notice I've got this checkbox that this check circle, I should say, if I check it, it removes it from this view, but it's still part of the task crossed off. But it allows me to see this is the due date, I'm assigned to it, I can see categories of tasks, all of that. But what you're going to see that is different than to do is the views at the top. When you are in Microsoft Planner, whether it's connected to a team or not, at the top you have grid view, which is just like the view we have back in to do. You have board view, which is showing each separate column being a different board. We have schedule view, which is a calendar view. This is going to show you the task going across the days from the start date to the due date. So this task to do that I added, I said to start it on Monday and it's due on Wednesday. So it's going across that calendar. So it's a great way to be able to see that. But we also have charts. Charts are going to give you a dashboard look of all of the tasks within that plan. We can see that there's a status where we can see how many tasks are late, how many are completed. We also have based on buckets and priorities and based on members. Members is going to be the tasks that are assigned to different people. I'm going to go back to board view. That's where we work a lot. And some of these tasks have not been assigned to people. If you go to the task like this one, which has a lot of checklist items, at the bottom right of this task is the person icon. If I click that, I can assign it to whoever is a owner, member, or guest of our team. And once again, it's going to automatically notify that person. So the best part is we have this planner that allows you to work with a group of people. You can be assigning the task to the people within that team, or what if I'm just in the planner app and I want to have a plan, but it's not related to a team? Great to have it here, but not always going to do it that way. I have just a few people in random departments that we don't have a team created. If I go back to the left-hand side and click the planner icon, I could still create a plan and invite other people to it. They don't have to be part of a team. They don't have to be connected to teams at all. So here, if I'm on my plans from the left-hand side, here's a list of every plan that I'm a part of. Not what other people are a part of, not what the whole company has, just my plans. On the left-hand side, I'm going to click New Plan, and I'm just going to do a basic. I'm just going to click the icon for basic. I'm going to give the plan a name, which this is going to be an empty plan. It's not going to have any buckets or any tasks added. It's just empty. So I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to say it's related to HR, employment, and at the bottom, oops, I didn't spell employment right, but that's okay. Down at the bottom, if I had a Microsoft group already created, I could choose it, but I'm going to just click create. So I could get started by myself creating this new plan. It only gives you a bucket called to do. And I'm in the board view, by the way. If I wanted to start adding in tasks that we know we need to complete for this new HR employment, I could just come in and start adding things in. We need new descriptions for titles, and I can just keep pressing enter and come back and add more detail. But if I want to work with somebody else, I want to work with other people and be able to assign them. Right now, if I click assign, if I go to any of these tasks and I try to assign a task to someone, there's nobody but myself to assign these to, because I'm the only person that is a part of this plan right now. If I create a plan and I want to assign other people to it, you have two ways to do that. One is create the task. So let's say that I want to add a new task in, and this task is going to be related to what job openings we have. And I'm going to set the due date for the 15th, and I'm going to click assign. But I'm the only person on the list. I'm going to assign it to a coworker of mine. I have this coworker called Student 1. I'm going to assign this to Student 1. Gotta give it a second. It's going to come up with that person. This is one way. If it notices that that person is within your domain, it will bring up that person. Mine's being super slow right now. It's not finding that person, but basically what's going to happen is it's going to ask you if you want to add that person to this group to be a part of this plan. You would click yes. Or since that's being too slow on me, I won't do that. Your other option is to go to the top right. When you know all the different people that you want to have be a part of this plan, go to the top right and click share. From share, you can create a new group or add this plan to an existing group. And if I create a new group, it's going to be the same name as the plan. So I have this HR employment. I just come to add members, and I can add people to be a part of this plan. I just keep entering in the names of the people that I want to add to this. Once I'm done, and I can come back and add more people as needed. Once I'm done, I click create group. That group is now created, and the people that I added to that group can now be assigned to the tasks we're putting in this plan. So nice job. So I can go back now to assign, and I can be assigning these tasks to these other people that I have now added. Okay. So just so you can see, we can continue to add in more tasks. We can build new buckets to organize our tasks. So if I know that with this HR employment, we're going to be having job descriptions. Somebody's going to be working on a whole bunch of job descriptions. I could create a new bucket just for organizing all the tasks related to job descriptions. So we have new descriptions for titles that I had created. I could slide that task to this bucket. Now it's related to job descriptions. Yes, I didn't spell descriptions right. That's okay. But if I want to add another bucket to organize my tasks, I click add new bucket, give it a name. Maybe somebody's going to be doing social media posts related to these job openings. All the tasks related to that can go under that bucket. We add in all the details, we assign someone, they receive an email notification when they are assigned. So I assigned this task, what job openings we have, I assigned it to student 1. If I go back to my email, if I go back to my Outlook email, and I go to student 1, to their inbox, you'll be able to see here's their email notification that they received, letting them know that they were assigned to a task within that HR plan. So it says, Jolynn assigned you. Here's the task. It gives them a link, or they have a link directly to the planner. They can open it in their browser. They can open it in Teams if they want to do it that way. But if they just click the link, it's going to take them directly to that as well. So I love these notifications that we get. And the other notifications that you're going to be receiving is when you have a task that is late or it's coming up due, you'll receive an email notification. This student 1 happens to have one that is late. So I have this email right here. It says, Microsoft on behalf of student 1 says, hi, student 1, you have a task due. So you have a late task, and here's a link to that task. Once again, I can open it in the browser, whatever. But we will be getting all of these different notifications letting us know when tasks are coming up to work on. When tasks are late, you'll get a notification. When you get assigned, you'll get a notification. But what if I'm getting assigned to all these tasks and they're coming from 3 different planners? Because I'm involved in the HR employment one, but I'm also involved with this software project that we have going on. I'm also involved with this blood drive that we have coming up that we have a task list for. How do I know where to go to find out what I need to do? How about to do? My habit is in Microsoft Teams. If I go back to Microsoft Teams, I go to my planner app on the left-hand side. I click my tasks. From my tasks, I can choose all. The all category will show me every task, which, by the way, I can sort by any of these columns. So if I want to sort by due date, I could go to due date and sort by that date, priority, whatever the case might be. So you can see that a lot of my tasks have been completed. They just need to be deleted, but if I'm done with them. But if I have a task that I have, like this one is overdue, I know that by looking at the due date, it's in red. This is a task I might want to focus on working on. And I know where it's coming from under the plan column. It's coming from this new employee task list, which is a planner task. But it could be a task that is coming directly from my private tasks, which private tasks like this one is actually going to be coming from to do. So I can see all tasks that have my name to them, whether I added it to my to-do or it's part of a plan, one of my 3 planners that I'm working with. That's what I really like about working with these applications is they're all connected. So I can come into Planner, see everything I need to work on, and I can even assign it to my day from here. How would I do that? I can click on the task itself, go to this I here. It will give me my open details. From the open details, you could see I could modify all of this information, or let me close that window. I can go to this dot, dot, dot menu and get individual options. I usually just go here for most things. I can click add to my day. This particular task has now been added to my task list of things I want to focus on today. So I just got out of a meeting and I want to go start working on the tasks that I have assigned today that I wanted to work on today. If I go to my left-hand side and click my day, it's going to show me every task that I personally checked as being something I want to work on today. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, today. At the end of the day, these all clear out. Then we start with a brand new day tomorrow. We go to our task list and say, these are the tasks I want to work on today. These are the meetings I have. I know I'll have enough time to work on these. You choose from your list which tasks you're going to work on today. This helps you focus so much easier than having a big long paper list of all these things you need to do. The scratch pieces of paper, those can't remind you. I've lost sticky notes before. This is electronic. It's available from multiple places and it's available on your phone, your tablet, everywhere. Logging into your Microsoft account, you will always have access to this information. But do I have to do it through Microsoft Teams? What if I'm checking my emails? I could go to Outlook. So I'm checking my emails here in Outlook and I realize, oh yeah, I got to check on that task. I can have the pane open on the right-hand side, or I can close that and I could just go to do on the left. To do is going to open. I will have access to my day and I could go to all and see, just like in Planner, I can see my planned task, I can see my flagged emails, I can see my tasks, I can see everything that I personally need to work on. And I have everywhere to go to it. I don't have to go just to one application to find this. I can be in Outlook, I can be in Planner, I can be in Teams and Open Planner. Lots of ways to get to your items. Now, there is a lot more detail, as I mentioned in your handout, that's going to be related to working with this planner, working with Microsoft To-Dos. I gave you a little bit more information than we have, of course, time to do today. But there's also in your handout the information on using Premium Planner. So if you have the license for Premium, you can be working with dependencies. We can have baselines. We can have Gantt charts, timelines. We have all that project management capability as well. But Matthew, I'm going to send it back to you. Did we have any other questions come through from the group?